So what got me involved in the program was just seeing, the first thing I thought was diversity. The second thing I thought was just getting people together and being active at a unique location.
I believe that it could be a nice amenity because it would be essentially a gathering place for everyone in the neighborhood to get to know each other. We could get back to, I don't know much about it, but my parents always just say that people in neighborhoods were pretty tight-knit.
So professionally, for Visit Indy, we're in the business of communicating stories, of experiences, of discovery, about bringing people together for a common experience. And I think there's more to that than just sitting in a convention center. There's more to that than simply visiting Disneyland or having a fun time. It's about coming together of people of diverse backgrounds, of diverse understandings to have a shared experience. And I think there's a lot of power in sharing those stories in a very fun, approachable way, like a park.
Before it was just a mess. Now it's clean. It just feels good to be out here.
No, we're passionate about this project, and we're excited to see kind of this pop-up park for the next, what is it going to be, about 6 months here in Haughville. And I think it's important to the neighborhood, and so we're lucky to have a good relationship here where we're taking the neighborhood's advice on what we should be doing and what they want to see here in this space. So we're getting a little dirty. We got to pull some logs out of the river, which was a lot of fun.
I think trying to bring the river back to life in the Haughville near Westside community is very important, because the river is not going into place, and we can take advantage of the waterway and let it be attractive to potential homeowners to come into the community is great, and even businesses. And I think to try to bring it back to what it, not totally what it used to be, because things have changed, but at least bring life back to the shores of the river is very important to help bring life back into the community.
Been a lot of fun. We've done a couple little guided hikes with the young ones here, the students at Matchbox School 63, and just come right across the street and to walk into the woods here. And for me, growing up in a hunting and fishing culture, it only takes a minute to find a little animal track in the mud or point out different types of things, and you really see their eyes light up and discover. It seems amazing when you see their face. You see the amazement. They didn't realize wild animals lived here along the river.
So, I really try not to think about the end of this project. I know that it was originally designed to be a temporary structure, but I don't like thinking about the end, because I feel like what this actually is, beyond just being a project, beyond just being a temporary pop-up park, this is the beginning of something new. This is the beginning of a new era over here on the west side, and that is of really bringing together people that have been committed to the community, people that have been connected, been working, bringing them together with some new blood of folks that want to get involved as well, and bringing all those efforts together to really own our community and own our neighborhood.
So Belmont Beach and this project, this space is interesting because it's both special because of its history as a segregated beach and its history in the Haughville community, and it's also very ordinary in the sense that most of the spaces along the river are separated by under-resourced communities, and primarily communities of color, and that's because the river was in such bad shape that that space was left open for those communities to move into. So we have poorer communities, and that separates more resource communities in between the river. And so as we're looking to develop the river, a project like this can prove that these residents can create, wherever they are, can create something that is reflective of their own culture and their own wants and desires, and that we don't have one long park that looks the same. We have small pockets that are representative of the communities that they're in.
We're trying to do some beautiful things. The river has always been a part of life of the neighborhood. Now it's time that we give back to the river, protect the river, be more concerned about the river, as opposed to it just being something we need to cross. It needs to be something that we actually need to engage with. You can't have life without water.
Haughville. Thank
everyone for getting up this morning, coming out and celebrating this park. And I see it as a whole new beginning for Haughville.
The next generation will unravel the DNA of this here and now in a time capsule of X's and Y's. The ones who we said that we have been waiting for will have finally arrived.
I want to thank you on behalf of the city of Indianapolis. To all the neighborhood volunteers who helped plan and construct this park. I don't need to tell you, Haughville pride is alive and it is well.
It's crucial to have things like this in a community. So with the initiatives that have been going on for the last few years to get the White River cleaned up and to make it a place that we can visit and enjoy, I think is crucial to the development of the city in downtown Indianapolis.
In 100 years forward of timelessness, we will be able to say to our children that yes, yes, you were worth saving. So we decided to start with ourselves.
The stories of this site are, in some sense, a story of how, in our city's history, environmental degradation, racial and social injustices have too often been linked. And that's a story that continues both around our country and in the city of Indianapolis. But what we celebrate here today is the story of resilience and the possibility of a new chapter for all the neighborhoods in Indianapolis.
They will excavate this experience in 100 years forward of timelessness in a laboratory of new life, and they will want to know how we made it happen. You were worth saving, so we decided to start with ourselves.